The Middle East, a historic opportunity for a solution in under 5 minutes. Here is what you need to know. 1. The most important item. Why should we, Americans, care about this? 2. Just enough background and facts. 3. The solution. 4. Why the historic opportunity is now. Number 1. Why should we care? Israel was created in 1947, almost 70 years ago. Although in part creating Israel came out of genuine care and compassion, the real reason Israel was created is because the Russians at the time were calculated, brilliant, far-sighted, and ruthless. They knew that an independent Jewish state in the region will act as a thorn in the side of the American influence in the region and will be a source to endless conflicts and problems that will undermine this influence. The Russians were counting on two things: the genuine compassion and care of the American people, and that the Arab world as a whole will see in the Jewish state an invader who has to be destroyed. And they were right. Without Israel, the Middle East would be stable, with just the usual in-Arab occasional slaughtering that seems to be inevitable. Oil will flow and the world economy will not face the threats it does today. However, Israel exists, has the right to exist, must exist, and is the only real democracy the United States can count on in this central region. This is why we should care and why we should all know that today, November 7th, 2012, there is a historic opportunity to resolve this particular pickle. Number 2. Just enough facts and background. 1. Israel, including the disputed so-called Palestinian territories, is about the size of Long Island, with New York City and a small slice of New Jersey. That's it, you ask? Such a tiny place makes so much noise? Yes, it does. Only China and Iran were mentioned more times than Israel in the last debate. 2. The disputed territory, the West Bank, is about the size of Nassau County, with roughly 1 million Palestinians and a little over 200 Jewish settlers. 3. The existing plan to give the West Bank to Palestinian control. One cannot say give back, as the Palestinians never actually had control of the territory. Involves leaving inside Israeli control the majority of the so-called settlement blocks. About 85% of the Jewish settlers will stay put. Number 4, Jerusalem is about half Jewish, half Arab. Number 5, the so-called right of return is the Palestinian principle stating that any Palestinians or descendant of a Palestinian family will be allowed to go back to the place where his family came from, and without that right there could be no peace with Israel. It is clear that if this right is exercised, Israel will cease to exist. Number 6, the U.S. supports Israel and the Palestinians to the tune of billions of dollars. Number 7, this is the saddest of all facts, and the reason why peace can come only in the way outlined here. Neither side is really interested in a real attainable peace. Really? Really. In Israel, it goes like this. About 40% don't want peace. They want the status quo to continue. About 20% want to deport the Palestinians. About 20% want to give the Palestinians what they want without any security arrangements, which is not realistic, and about 10%, like myself, are willing to make the hard sacrifices described here. The Palestinian picture is simple. About 80% of them want Israel to go away. The rest are fairly silent, as in this world people can die while expressing certain opinions. 3. The solution. A second-term American president who is bold and has no particular love to Israel but recognizes the practical and moral ties between the two countries has to do the following. Get the Israeli and Palestinian leaders in one room. Say to the Israeli, give up the West Bank minus settlement blocks. Say to the Palestinian, give up the right of return. Say to both, split Jerusalem right down the middle, build a wall, and accept international security forces ensuring the peace. And after a suitable dramatic pause, he should say, if you don't, there will be no more money for you. Number 4, why a historic opportunity? What I just said is the historical part. No American president has ever done that. Obama can, intellectually and emotionally. He wants this to go away. He doesn't owe anything to Sheldon Adelson. He has no special love to Bibi. True, he will face a battle in Congress, but he is in his second term. He can actually get it done. And the two sides will have to accept that. This is the key to peace in the Middle East. Iran will no longer have a cause, the other regional players will become irrelevant, and the world will enjoy stability in this region for the first time since, well, ever.